Before we get started, I want you to know that you're in a safe place, a spoiler-free territory.
There's nothing that we can spoil, really, because we haven't seen it.
If you're anything like I am, you've been really wary of spoilers these past couple of days or even weeks. So me and Justin have not seen this movie. We have not seen this movie. We don't know anything about the movie. But what we are going to be doing is talking about what we think might happen in the movie. And I feel obligated to warn you that I have a pretty great track record of correctly predicting.
I call him the prophet.
But again, we haven't seen the movie. No spoilers. This is a side note. But you want to know what really makes me mad sometimes?
Huh.
Is in like theory prediction videos when people say like, spoiler alert, just in case I get anything right. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That has got to be one of the stupidest things that people
Just
on
in case
YouTube
my
do.
theories are perfect.
It's like, you haven't seen the movie, you don't know if you're right, we don't know if you're right, we're all cool. There's no like why throughout the fake spoiler alert. There's
that being said, spoiler alert, because my predictions are probably
this
right.
will be right. Yeah. What we're gonna do this time is we're going to be doing things a little bit different, aren't we?
If you're a follower of the channel, or if you know either of us personally, you probably know we're too hype on this movie. We don't need to make it to hype or not to hype, because
It would have just been to hype or to hype.
this is the biggest cinematic event of our young lives.
Exactly.
We're definitely excited. So I mean, we're just gonna do a fun little game with some predictions.
Yeah. If you want the to hype or not to hype, we'll give it to you in the next 5 seconds. To hype. Are you to hype?
The train?
Are you to hype? Yeah, let's get that. Okay, so I have here in my hand some prompts, or should I say some predictions about Avengers Endgame, written again by people, our friends, who have not seen the movie. There's no spoilers, but what we want to do is take a look at these, and we're going to discuss the likelihood of these things coming to fruition, because we thought this would be a little more fun. Also, what we're going to be doing is looking at this video and our predictions after the fact, after having seen the movie, and we're going to see how stupid or how smart we were in this moment.
We're tallying it up.
Just to make things interesting.
We're holding ourselves accountable.
We'll put a little scoreboard up and see who did the best.
We'll put that up on the second vid, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I think we'll probably agree on a lot of things, but...
Yeah, except for thanus. Do you have any questions?
I have no questions. I just got done with school. This feels like another examination.
Yeah, it does. You better know these.
I need those flashcards.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our first prompt. True or false? All 6 of the original Avengers die. Justin?
False.
Yeah, I'm going to go with false on that too.
That seems outlandish.
We could see a 50% death rate.
You think 50%?
Yeah, think about it. Like,
wow.
we know Cap or Tony's probably going to die. Hawkeye, Black Widow, they go like nothing really. No, they just fade off into the background. That's already 50% death rate.
I think I could see 2 of the original 6.
Next question.
No one dies.
No one dies.
Yeah.
Like, period.
People
are going to die. I give that a 0% likelihood.
Yeah, these questions, questions have been kind of bogus.
I know at least one person is going to die.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanos is dead.
I don't know. What if they kept him around?
Dude, what if they're just friends and they just hang out a little bit?
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
They could just chill out. That's a 0%, a strong 0%.
Yeah, that's. I mean, what is this even gonna be? If there's no consequences.
What is this, like a freaking like?
Is this like My Little Pony crossover cinematic universe?
Here we go. We have more death-related predictions. This movie is going to be largely focused around a death. It appears Captain America dies.
My initial hunch is true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true on that one too. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I feel like people are going to die, and he would make for the best death that makes the most sense.
Do you think the Russos are trying to subvert again though, and like change just because they have like a kind of a character arc that would lead people to think? I mean, it leads me to think that Captain America's gonna die.
It's true. They could be. That would be surprising because right now they've kind of
got
us
I don't think Tony would die because he's got stuff to live for.
Does he?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I feel like more than Cap.
But we know that Tony had he has that. Remember in Infinity War, he's talking about how he had a dream that they had a kid.
Yeah.
I think if he were to die, and then Pepper was like, "Look, let's say he's like on his deathbed, and it turns out she was pregnant." I think that would make enough sense for him to die and leave that behind.
That's a good thought as well. But then it's also like he won't ever get a chance to be a father.
It's
you know what I mean? Isn't
what
that
do you
what
want this to be? My Little Pony, dude?
Oh my gosh! Wow, calling me out on my.
I'm gonna say 100% likelihood that Cap or Tony dies.
Yeah, I will go with that.
60% Cap, 40% Tony.
That's actually great.
You like that?
I agree. All snapped people will return. All.
Okay, snapped people, yes. But people that died in Infinity War that weren't snapped, talking about Loki and Gamora, they're dead. But snapped people, yeah, I think they're coming back. Well, everybody knows that they're going to come back to some degree, but my prediction is that they are back for the end of this movie. They're back for the climax.
Like they're in the movie. Like they're going to be in it. They're going to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like
exactly.
back from the dead, essentially, from the snap.
I don't mean like the Avengers are going to deal with the climax, which is like setting in motion, bringing everybody back, or getting everybody back. I think something will happen in the middle of the movie to get people back, and then the end is with everybody.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I think. Not only are they coming back, but they are going to take part in the biggest battle in the history of the MCU and cinema.
I haven't really thought about that.
It's happening.
I thought more up the alley of like the climax is the return and the defeat of Thanos, and then they have these reunion moments, and then it kind of wraps up after after some casualties, as we already talked about.
Here's the thing: is if that does happen, then we would never get a moment with all of them in action together. And I think at this point, like, to pass that up would be a grave misstep. It would be a mistake.
That's a good point.
That's the reason you build something like this up, you know what I mean? So that you can eventually get to the point where everybody is there. It's everything.
Do you remember when we were getting ready for Infinity War? And we were like, how are they going to make this work? Like, I can't even imagine this many superheroes, like, fighting, interacting, and stuff. And I kind of feel the same way about, like, if they brought back all the Snap people, and then all of the people that, like, yeah, exactly. How are they going to make that fight work?
Dude, but,
like,
take a look at the airport scene in Civil War. Look no further. That had, like, I don't know how many heroes, like 20-ish or something, and it was so good.
But the difference between
so good.
The airport scene and a scene that would culminate and finish this movie is that
not only finish the
one
movie,
versus 50.
Well, obviously,
and then there was like
obviously we're gonna have our run-of-the-mill pawns that we're fighting. It's not gonna be all versus Thanos. There's gonna be pawns.
See, that's what I'm imagining. Why would Thanos need pawns if he's got the Infinity Stones?
Maybe, dude, Fetch. We don't know anything.
What
maybe
is this? My Little Pony?
He's gonna have pawns. Like, there's always that's how these battles work. First Avengers, there was the
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I want
the robots.
Pawn battle.
No, you want the pawn.
I don't know.
We're gonna. Well, I'll cut back to this after we see the movie, and you're gonna be so happy about the pawn battle because
I hope so.
It's gonna be huge.
I just don't want mindless things getting beat up. I'd rather just have like the actual cool relationship fighting.
We are gonna see that. Don't get me wrong. We will see that. But the only way to truly implement the giant heroes comic book battles with pawns. You can't. Yeah, you're right. Because it can't be 30 on 1.
Well, they could bring back cool people like Abomination and like I don't know.
If
maybe
they bring
some
back
of the
Abomination,
former
I will
villains.
pay you $50 on camera.
Wow, we really sidetracked that one. So you believe all Snapped will return for an ultimate battle?
Yes. Give me the green check mark. What do you think?
I think they'll return, but I don't know if it will be
They'll be in
combat.
The battle. I'm gonna give you a check mark, but with an asterisk.
I like that.
Thanos will turn good. This is funny because we actually said something about it.
Man, that's a hot take.
That's not happening.
I'm gonna go with false on that.
I think what audiences need right now is catharsis on Thanos beating the crap out of the Avengers and basically winning the war.
Yeah.
If Thanos turns good, then like, where's your catharsis? You know, it's gone.
That's not happening. I was gonna ask you, do you feel like why is Thanos wearing his armor?
There's basically 2 reasons I can think of. The first reason, he told Thor to go for the head, and then he got home that night and he was like, so he put his helmet on. He's like, just in case that guy ever comes
like,
back
wow.
around. The other reason is, do you remember when he was wearing the armor in Infinity War?
Yeah.
It was before he collected the stones. He takes off his armor the second he gets 2 of the stones.
Yeah.
So time travel.
I know.
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like that was almost a spoiler in it of itself.
The armor?
I lean more towards the second. Or I could also see Thanos just like because he's accomplished his goal. I could see that in the opening act, like him destroying the gauntlet, the stones,
Yeah, I
like
could see
doing
that too.
something where like he's just like, this is gone, like, you know what I mean? And so now he's just fighting with like,
Well, not to mention, I think the stones potentially are the only thing that could undo
Yeah.
what he did. So it would make sense for him to. That's a good prediction there.
I think I could
destroys
see it
him.
happening.
I like that. Tony says the words, "I am Iron Man." Just picture this. At the beginning of the movie opens up. Tony is on that ship with Nebula, like we've seen in the trailers, and they're like, "Oh man, we're gonna die. This sucks." And they find some of Peter Quill's music in the ship or whatever. They press play, and then you just hear, "Bow now, now, now."
That'd be pretty sweet.
And then he's like, "You know what? Like, I am Iron Man. We're gonna build our way out of this."
Yeah.
I think, well, first of all, I think that would be cool, and I think to some degree he is gonna be like, he's gonna have one of those moments where it's like, you know what, like I am Iron Man.
I think that'd be pretty cool. I never thought about that, like the I am Iron Man. I
Dude,
feel
if
like
that
that's
comes-
almost
if that
too.
comes true. To what?
It's like too gimmicky.
How
Almost.
dare you, Justin? It's Iron Man.
Like from what I got from the trailers, and maybe like the tone will be a little different. He seems so desperate, like with his like face video and
It's
stuff.
true, but
Like I just feel like it wouldn't match necessarily like an I am Iron Man coming on and him like.
what I think you're
Yeah.
what I think you're forgetting is the end of Iron Man 3.
One thing you can't take away. I am Iron Man.
Side note, Captain America says the words "Avengers Assemble."
True.
You think so?
Dude, how could they not?
We're like flip-flopped on these. 'Cause I don't know if I see that organically coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it tonally as well, it would just kind of seem.
They've been teasing that one for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I
feel like
just
they're-
don't see it in my mind.
They're leaning so hard into the original, what the Avengers were, you know, in the original Avengers
So it could
movie.
happen, yeah.
I could see it happen. Tony will yield the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yield or wield? He's
Wield.
gonna yield it. It's like,
Excuse me.
listen,
Typo.
you do you.
Wield. Wield the Infinity Gauntlet.
This is such a tough one because I feel like this is something that could or should happen, but like at the same time, I feel like the Infinity Gauntlet and the stones are like done. I don't think they're gonna be very important in this.
That kind of comes back to my original prediction of them kind of getting that out of the way. So
Yeah.
they have to go through other methods. I mean, I think that's why they have those suits. It seems more quantum realm-ish.
Quantum realm.
Or time. I don't know. They'll do something.
Uh-huh.
But I don't see it playing a big factor.
If they do though, well, and then here's another thing: is if Tony's gonna wield the gauntlet, do the rules of the Soul Stone still apply? Because how are any that they're gonna have to sacrifice something?
Yeah. And not only that, it would just, I feel like it's almost too easy. Like the solution that just seems like, oh, we'll just go get it and take it and, use it to do the opposite of what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If
It seems like the most basic explanation.
It
of how
does.
they
It,
can-
it definitely does. Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a 30%,
I'm going to go even lower. False 10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we were just talking about this too.
It's a good card.
We see quantum realm travel.
True.
I mean, the suits are pretty strong evidence of some type of travel, time or quantum
Why other
realm.
would they wear these, these suits that
Yeah.
were so specialized?
And also we have Ant-Man coming out of the quantum realm, knowing whatever he knows.
And
So
it just seems like they set that up at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all the unknown about the quantum realm.
so what we're thinking right now is likelihood quantum realm travel through the roof.
It's high. I'd give it like a 90,
90, yeah.
95. Ooh, this is a good one. We haven't even touched on this subject. True or false? We get to see Professor Hulk, or an iteration.
True.
True?
To the iteration. I don't think they're ever gonna say Professor Hulk,
No. Yeah.
but well, we're going to see the Hulk, right?
Yeah, I think 100% on the Hulk.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And we know, like from some marketing, that he's got kind of a new look. Is he not wearing a shirt in like some marketing pictures?
I feel
He's
like-
wearing a shirt.
I haven't seen it much in the marketing, but like in
It's like an Under Armour type
in the
thing.
in
It's
the
like a
in the
shirt
like
shirt.
in the toy stuff, you know.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah.
believe in toy leaks,
Yeah.
he's got like one of the he's got like an Avengers logo, like purple.
Plus,
black.
Plus, I mean, if you're not familiar with Professor Hulk, from what I understand, it's like somewhere in the middle of Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Yeah, it feels like they're you know how they kind of have this constant battle between their
Yeah.
personalities. It seems like they kind of like come together to like have Bruce's intelligence within like the Hulk's body.
That would make sense in the context that they've set up with Bruce Banner. I say yes.
Likely.
100%.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I don't see it being like Hulk now talks like Bruce Banner and has the
Yeah.
intelligence of Bruce Banner.
Well,
I just don't. I don't see like I feel like that would be weird.
it would be way weird. It
I
kind
see
of
it more
ruins
as,
what
like-
makes the Hulk cool.
Yeah, I see it more as like their consciousness kind of like talking back and forth in like a beneficial way for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see like Hulk's acting like a regular person just because it
I
doesn't.
hope not.
No.
It gives me the jimmies.
I don't want that to happen. So
Listen,
like
don't make-
in the sense that if that's what Professor Hulk means, I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
But I do see like definite. It's gonna be part of his character arc in this movie
Yeah.
that they meet in the middle.
Agreed.
True or false? An MCU multiverse will be introduced.
False. Next question.
Yeah, I'm okay with being false on that.
The movie ends with Tony and Pepper's wedding.
I'm gonna go with false.
I'm also gonna say false, but I think that there's a high-ish chance of that happening.
Yeah, I see it as less likely than likely, just because it seems.
But like, can't you just see them doing that? Where imagine everybody at Tony and Pepper's wedding. Is that not something that they would do?
I feel like because it's so something they would do, they're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like maybe I'm being too superstitious about like them
About
not
the
gonna do
subverting.
what we're gonna think they're gonna do. But it just seems like it makes almost too much sense. This is an interesting question. It seems more Star Wars-ish than Marvel-ish.
Luke is Cap's
We learn
daughter.
about the posterity of one of the Avengers.
Here's the thing: is this is the end of an era, the end of this saga, right? And I do think that they're gonna want to establish, you know, Tony Stark's son for future movies or whatever. I think yes, but to what degree? Like, I don't know if it's gonna be like as far as Pepper just saying, "Oh, I am pregnant," like, because that's really all that they would need to do, right?
Yeah, I don't really know how to interpret this. I think Hawkeye's family's already been shown. I think that there's a high likelihood that they'll,
Everybody's talking about Kate Bishop. You've heard of that, right?
yeah,
That is possible, and also I think would be cool.
I mean, she's shooting an arrow. I'm telling you though, it's gonna be a nice high five, and then she's just gonna.
He's
fade
gonna
away.
go for the high five, and his hand is gonna go
It's gonna go
straight.
right
That would be so brutal. Yeah, because he doesn't have the haircut at that point yet.
No, he doesn't.
We can assume that shot is pre-snap.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm most certain about that being like a really happy scene with Hawkeye, and then a fade. Like, I'm like.
That's a wild card prediction. We're putting that one on the record if it happens.
I'm most certain about that happening in the first act of the movie.
How? This isn't true or false. This is a more
Wow, we're
open
breaking.
question. How will Tony and Nebula return to Earth? I'll tell you what it won't be. Captain Marvel. This one is multiple choice. Thanos will die via A. Stormbreaker, B. Captain Marvel, C. Snap, D. Thanus.
What the heck is Thanos?
You haven't heard about the Thanus thing?
No.
You haven't heard about that? The Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. So is that it?
That's it.
Well, I don't want to go with any of those options
You
because
gotta pick one, dude.
it's multiple choice.
Multiple choice, no free response.
Okay, out of those, I mean, Snap. What?
Or then like Tony Stark puts on the glove and he's like, "How do you like it?"
He snaps him away. I don't see that happening. Stormbreaker, I don't see that happening either. I see it working out differently than Thor coming in for the last blow and going for the head this time. I think it'll be like an Iron Man, Captain America duo.
Yeah,
Iron Man take him down.
I think you're right. It's Captain America or Iron Man or the both of them. But let's consider Thanos. So obviously we're psyched out of our minds. This is gonna be big, and Marvel will never be the same. Comic book movies will never
I
be
will
the
never
same.
be the same.
I won't be. Listen, say goodbye, because I will be different. So let us know your craziest, outside of Thanos, your craziest Endgame theories.
Let us know down below. I don't know why I said that.
Because it rhymes.